Glory, glory, and more glory for the India women's cricket team. They have hammered Barbados by 100 runs and they have qualified for the semi-finals. Yes, Australia and India are now your confirmed semi-finalists in the women's T20 competition in the Commonwealth Games 2022 in Birmingham. So breaking news, folks, the India women's cricket team have entered the semi-finals of the 2022 Commonwealth Games cricket tournament. They have hammered Barbados by 100 runs and they have secured their place in the semi final along with Australia. Now, who will they play in the semi final will depend on the last league games that happened. Remember, England and New Zealand will play tomorrow, and the winner of the England New Zealand match that will determine who India plays. If England win, then India will play England. Australia will take on New Zealand if that happens. However, whether New Zealand makes it is another different story altogether because South Africa could technically upset the apple cart too. Remember, South Africa are also not in the good are not in a good frame of mind. But yes, it was like some state versus some country match, and that state was not Mumbai. Ikpreet Singh, well, you've got a very bad sense of humor, Ikpreet, because let me tell you why. Barbados had 5 to 6 players who had played for the West Indies. There was Shakira Selman, there was Deandra Doughton, there was Hayley Matthews, there was Shamil Connell, there was Alena was also there. So if you look at it, Alia Alain also. So 5 or 6 players from the West Indies who were playing for the Barbados side. Barbados had thrown the group wide open when they defeated Pakistan, and that is why this match was very, very important. However, India came to the party thanks to Jemima Rodriguez's 50 after 21 international innings, and Shefali Verma's absolutely blazing knock. But once again, the star of the show was Renuka Singh. What a brilliant exhibition of swing bowling. 4 for 10, which ripped apart the Barbados batting lineup in a sensational way. Remember, even in the game against Australia, her swing bowling and accuracy was simply magnificent. Nice margin of victory considering target, big boy. But big boy, remember, even if India had won by 1 run, they would have still qualified because their net run rate was so much better. Jagdish Trivedi is saying India needs to score more in the middle overs in semis and finals. I agree. Yes, Harmanpreet looked out of touch with a duck, but they can do it provided they get a good start from the likes of Smriti Mandana and, if you may say, Shafali Verma. Jemima Rodriguez, let me just tell you, can be your big hitter, but she's also an accumulator. She's a good mixture of being aggressive when she wants to be, but she can also play the anchor game and take India deep. So Jemima Rodriguez is actually your solid bat at number 3, combined with Sneh Rana as well and Pooja Vastrakar. But again, if Mandana and Shafali Verma give you a great start, then it can be a very good blessing for India. Remember, the format is now going to be like this. The winners of the semi-final go into the final where they'll play for gold and silver. The losing semi-finalists will clash for bronze. So that is how this format is going to be. Let us take a minute to discuss the brilliance of Renuka Singh. Swing, seam, accuracy. Deandra Doughton in a final international game was dismissed for a duck, and it was the end of Deandra Doughton's stellar international career. What a legend she has been for Windies cricket as well as for Barbados cricket. It is really a very sad way for a legend to go, but then she was cleaned up by one of the best bowlers currently. 2 4-wicket hauls and 1 wicket in the game against Pakistan. She now has 9 wickets. She really loves bowling. Renuka, awesome indeed. You live up to your name, awesome. Renuka ji is awesome. And the girl from Himachal Pradesh has really stolen the show here. In swing, out swing, good pace, accuracy. What more do you want from a fast bowler? It was her burst, 4 wickets, that totally killed off the Barbados chase. And they decided to play out the full 20 overs and managed only 62 for 8. They were not bowled out, 62 for 8. That shows Barbados' insipidity when it came. When the top order fails, everybody fails. Pakistan, because their resources with the bat and with the ball were not so good, they could not make it count. If Pakistan had beaten Barbados, then the group would have been open. But remember, India's group was pretty easy, barring Australia. Their other two games were pretty simple in hindsight. But the other group was pretty tough because they had England, Sri Lanka, South Africa, and New Zealand. And remember, Sri Lanka are no mere pushovers. They had defeated England in the 2013 World Cup, although that was an ODI. I hope Smriti and Shefali will dominate in the semi final. We hope so too, because in all certainty, it looks like India might play England in the semi final because they might top the group, and England have had the edge over New Zealand in the last couple of matches. So it seems very unlikely that the White Ferns will put one over the England team. But one hopes that Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandana, Tanya should be dropped. Jagdish Trivedi saying, yes, Tanya Bhatia did not have a good game. But again, you drop a person just after one game seems rather unfair. Yes, if it resulted in the loss of a team, then yes, you could make some changes, but wholesale changes, and that too one change for another. Tanya replaced Yastika. Seems very, very harsh. But yeah, it was not a good game for her. Just want to ask difference between CWG and Olympics. I've tried to search, not if you can help, why China, USA not playing the CWG. Ikpreet, this Commonwealth Games, let me just tell you that every nation that was part of the British Empire at one point in time, they constitute the Commonwealth. Remember, Australia and Canada and New Zealand, they all are Commonwealth nations because they have an independent parliament, but they sing the anthem for the Queen in England. That's what happens. This Commonwealth is part of that. So India is part of a Commonwealth, but they are a republic. On top of that, if you look at China and the USA, they are not part of the Commonwealth because they did not want to be part of it. South Africa at one point of time was suspended from the Commonwealth, but they rejoined after 1992. When they were banned in 1960 onwards, they considered themselves a republic and not the Commonwealth. So that is why that's the difference. Olympics is a much more global sport, and that is why you're seeing. And by the way, cricket could make an appearance in the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. Whether it comes in the T20 format or in the T10 format, we will not know. So let us see what happens. There's a presentation that the ICC is going to present to the Olympic Committee in Los Angeles. So let's hope that works. Can India reach finals versus Australia? Yes, Jagdish. Yes, it will happen. If India beat England, potentially, if New Zealand causes a surprise, and if India beat New Zealand and Australia beat England, then Australia-India final yet again, a repeat of the 2020 ICC World T20. Whether India wins gold remains to be seen, because Australia, when they played the Commonwealth in 1998, they lost to South Africa in the gold medal game. Here, one hopes that India can halt the Australian juggernaut, but the first game, they were totally outplayed, and it looks tough to beat the Aussies, the Southern Stars in particular. So, Renuka Singh, the star, 4 wickets for 10 runs. Barbados, 62 for 8, losing by 100 runs, out of the semi-final race. Australia and India, your two semi-finalists. So, thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with some more updates from the Commonwealth Games. Thank you.